Hi guys, Mopperty here. Recently I was asked if I wanted to go to Sheffield Comic Con and see if I could do a costume for that. So without much in the way of budget for time, resources or skill, I've thrown together a little something based on my D&D character, Korr the Kenku Druid. It's like I say very basic and very budget, but I wanted to share it with you guys, see if it would inspire anyone or if they could come up with any tips that I could do to improve the costume. Anything that's good, we've got a couple of weeks to go, I might be able to implement it before the time. So here we go, I'm going to take you down to the table now. So first things first, when looking at doing a Kenku costume, without some kind of mask or facial apparatus, the whole thing's going to fall flat before we've even begun. So the first thing I did was have a look online at some sort of cheap latex raven masks. I found this one on Amazon. And actually I'm quite pleased with it, to be fair. I think it cost around £20, and it's not too bad. The detail's actually quite nice, although it's not actual feathers attached there. It's still enough to pull off the costume, I think. The only modification I've done so far, if you could even call it that, is just put some tissue paper in the beak so it retains its shape and structure, because otherwise it's just floppy latex like the rest. So that's just some simple tissue paper down in the beak. Ideally I also want to cut some little strips from some tights and cover up the eye holes a little bit just to help blend it in. But other than that, I couldn't be more pleased with it. I really do like the eyes. Originally Korr had blue eyes, but I think I'm going to go for the gold now. So the basis of the costume, crow/raven mask. Second of all, what is he going to wear? Well, he's a druid, so he's going to wear robes. The cheapest and easiest robes really I found were either Jedi or monk robes. I chose monk robes in the end, particularly because I was attracted to the idea of the hood in this particular shape. A lot of the Jedi robes tended to be open at the front like a sort of dressing gown style, but this monk robes I got comes as a whole piece, which you'll see later, and then a separate hood, which I really liked the shape of, and will also come in handy for other cosplays. If I was to do some kind of cultist or even just a general monk/paladin, it could also come in handy for that. So having the basic body and the head, the next thing I started to wonder about would be hands, because I would like to have some kind of claws. So looking around, I remembered I'd seen these at a garden centre recently. They're gardening gloves with hard plastic claw-like tips on the end. The particular set I purchased was online, I believe from Amazon again, and the reason I chose those was because both of the gloves in the set had the claws on the end of the fingers, whereas some sets you just have, say, the right hand with the claws on. So have both a left and a right matching with the claws. Obviously, there's a lot of green here. Now I did take that into account when I purchased them and wondered how I was going to cover that up. I went through a few ideas in my mind, and actually I settled on what seemed to be the cheapest, quickest and most basic solution, which I'll show you now. Excuse the feathers, I'll explain those in a moment. I simply coloured over the green in a black Sharpie. Now it's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be, because the next part of the costume, to at least work in the feather motif a little, was to purchase a feather boa and wrap the gloves in it. So I've done one now, so you can see the before and after. If you look at that, I don't think that's too bad really. Of course the feathers don't lay properly as they would do, but I do like the look of it. I think it's just passable enough. So, original, and then with some black Sharpie just to cover it up a bit. I'll probably go over it again, and feather boa. Won't hold up to close scrutiny, but still quite a good little fix. So next, with Korr being a druid, I needed to work in the plant theme in there somewhere. So looking online, I purchased some plastic foliage. This was a few pounds. It came in long strips, like so. These are going to be ideal for sort of looping over the neck and the shoulders. to bring the green theme into it. And the last piece, I need some kind of staff for the druid to wield. So this is a bamboo garden torch I purchased from a local trader. It was only £1.99 and it's actually just about long enough to use for that purpose. I always imagined Korr would be slightly hunched in a sort of bird posture, and the staff being slightly shorter than I would necessarily have for myself will lend me to stoop over and help with that. And all I did to green it up a bit is just wrap some of that foliage around and just tie it off. So all in all, the most expensive pieces were the robes and the mask. They were about £20 each with postage. I couldn't really get around that. If you've got robes already, or material and the skill to make a set of robes, then you're golden. For me, that wasn't particularly an option this time. So for £40 down on that, and then about £10 extra on the sundries, the feather boa, the gardening gloves, the torch / staff, and the foliage, if I didn't say that already. So all in all, about £50. That is quite cheap, really, considering a lot of cosplay out there. So I'm going to pop it all on now and let you see the final effect. Hi guys, so this is roughly what the finished article is going to look like. I know my voice is going to be muffled through the mask, so you'll just have to bear with me. So give it a little side to side. I'm actually on my own at the moment, so the hood's quite covering everything properly. See the foliage around the neck. I've just got one glove on for purposes of operating the camera, but I think that's quite effective. This will be covered obviously before on the actual day. And staff here. So imagine like a kind of idea. So hopefully we'll get some footage from the day as well, and I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, back in human form. Really having fun with that costume, dead easy to get on and off. Couple of downsides is leaves feathers everywhere, so perhaps maybe not go for the cheapest feather boa next time. Also, some of the components smell a bit. Latex mask smells, the plastic foliage smells, colouring in the gloves with Sharpie obviously smells. So be considerate to those you live with. If people kick up a fuss, maybe try and bring up something from the past, perhaps when they dye the hair or paint the nails or take the paint off the nails. A lot of those things do smell and make a mess also, so keep your ammunition ready guys if you need it. Anyway, if you've enjoyed it, like, share, comment, subscribe, make any suggestions or comments down below, and I'll speak to you guys later. Cheers, bye.